Good afternoon, everyone. I welcome you all for this special webinar. I thank Visesh sir for taking a part in this, for delivering your lecture, sir. And Saujanya, you can start your presiding over.
I welcome you all to the webinar Break the Barriers. It is a known fact nowadays that one must have consciousness about their own mental health. Separate time allotted for counseling in college hours. Having a psychologist attend to student problems at the hostels. Have been taken care of with aim to hand out a great deal to help the students.
The eminent 17th century historian, journalist, and poet John Milton said that in his famous book Paradise Lost, a mind is not to be changed by a place or time. The mind is its own place and itself can make a heaven of hell, a hell of heaven. So, friends, this apt quotation best sums up the importance of keeping our mind always harmonious to lead a happy and meaningful life. The importance of sound mental health cannot be undermined, especially for young students like you, who are in a transition phase between adolescence and adulthood. As a campus psychologist working in this institution, I have had an opportunity to meet you and interact with you. Many of you, who have full of aspirations to lead a long and successful life. It is quite natural that we'll all undergo with some psychological stress before you are able to realize your true potential. So get some understanding of yourself and the society around you. The parental love, friendship, teenage infatuations, peer rivalry, temptations to get into a substance abuse and other addictions like cricket betting, experimenting with smoking, alcohol, consuming objectionable context online media, etc. All these are some of the issues that I found some students getting into very often, that I found very brilliant students also falling prey to such temptations. So today we have an eminent psychologist on the occasion of World Mental Health Day, and NLP master trainer Dr. Visesh, who is a renowned expert in student counseling from almost 20 years. On behalf of Student Counseling Center and Office of Dean Student Affairs, we are hosting this event for the students, faculty, a very pertinent topic, breaking the barrier, by which I obviously mean all psychological inhibitations or aberrations, which is a standing in an individual's growth and development. Let us initiate the proceedings by first inviting our Professor and Dean Student Affairs, Dr. M.S.S. Rukmini, to welcome the chief guest and significant celebration of the World Mental Health Day in our campus. Dr. M.S.S. Rukmini, as the Dean Student Affairs, looks after the welfare of all the 7,000 students, which includes the national, international students.
One of the best practices or some of the best practices of our Vigyan University is the counseling system, as well as the motivating students towards the awareness of physical fitness. And the total world knows that the health is wealth. But there are some other parameters will come under the umbrella like physical health, mental health, and social health. So always Vigyan running behind the students to motivate them in all these three directions. Every year, we will conduct nearly 40 to 45 events for the welfare of the students to make them successful. So usually every institute will concentrate on the academic portion of the student, whereas there is another phase for every student where they need some sort of guidance, that is mental health. So even if he is an academic topper also, once his medical fitness or mental health is not fit, it's a very disaster. So in this direction, I thank Mrs. Shabana to introduce you to this campus. And because of this pandemic situation, we are talking to you through online, sir, but once if this problem is solved, we will invite you personally to the campus, and we will gather around 7,000 students in the campus and get motivated by you. Thank you, sir.
Our overall mental health is as important as our physical health. In these tough times, many might have faced mental instability in one or the other way. If they are left as such without proper guidance, it might lead to depression. Psychologist Visesh is a counseling psychologist, certified NLP trainer.
Thank you, the Vignan's management, Dr. Rukmini Garu and Shabana Azmi Garu, for inviting me to address your students. Today is the World Mental Health Day. What is this mental health and why it is important? How to keep up our mental health? What are the stigmas and myths around the mental health? How to break them? How to break all the barriers around us? And how to be a happy person? I always keep to say that, so your academic achievements, your ranks, marks, your jobs, and all these are nothing if you are not happy. If you are not happy, all these things are nothing. So the ultimate goal of a human being is to be happy. So break the barriers. So what is the definition of health by World Health Organization is, health is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. Health means not just the absence of disease. Health means a state of physical, mental, social well-being. Definition of mental health. What is mental health? Mental health means, first you should realize your own abilities. What are your true talents? How far you can reach? Break all the barriers. Break your own internal barriers. Realize your strengths. And then overcome all the stresses in your life. Work productively. And earn good money. Earn good money. Have comfortable life. And then, at last, contribute something to this society. So, determinants of mental health. If there are sociological factors and psychological factors, you can help, you can overcome. But if there are biological factors, you need something, professional help. And poor mental health. Poor mental health also associated with, you see this, rapid social change. The society, suppose now we are in the Corona period, COVID period, lockdown. Of course, lockdown has there is no lockdown at all. So, but we are living our life in some restrictions. Rapid society has been changing rapidly. We are seeing the people, all the people with the masks. So this is a rapid social change that will create some sort of stress. Okay, if you are in this kind of situations, you may get into mental illness, mental problems, or psychological problems. Right? Let us see. The stigma around mental health is fueled by a number of myths. The stigma. So that's why many people fear to approach a psychologist, fear to approach a psychiatrist, because once we consult a psychiatrist, maybe your friends call you mad. Mental illness is real, just like physical illness. Just like physical illness affects our body, mental illness affects the brain. Anyone can be at risk. Anyone can be at risk, regardless of your age, economical strata, culture, community, whatever it is. Mental illness or mental health is not related to your mental strongness, because mental health issues don't have anything to do with personal mental strength, personality traits, or outlook, because many factors are there in mental illness, mental health. Mental health issues can be treated if they are diagnosed early. This is very, very important factor in mental health. Diagnosed early and appropriate treatment is given. If you diagnose early, you can help anyone. You can come out of the problem so easily. So some mental health issues can be prevented by controlling or altering socio-economic, biological, environmental, or psychological factors. As I told you, your mental health problems are, so nobody wants to have mental health problems. But sometimes our surroundings, the socio-economic situations, the biological factors, that means new hormones, or environmental factors, or psychological factors. All these factors contribute to your mental health or mental illness. There are psychologists, clinical psychologists, counselors, and therapists to deal with the mental health problems, and the psychiatrist. Negative thoughts and behavior patterns need to be unlearned and replaced with the positive ones through scientifically, not like just like that motivational speeches. We need to change these patterns with the help of a psychotherapist, a psychologist, as a counselor or a counselor. Right? It's not so easy to replace the negative thoughts with positive ones. Please avoid rapid social change, stressful work conditions, gender discrimination, social exclusion, unhealthy lifestyle, physical ill health, human rights violation. Embrace, realize your own abilities. So, as an NLP practitioner, NLP therapist, I say, if we have that ability to create a problem, you have the ability to resolve it. Okay? Thank you all. Yeah, I am clear.
Thank you, sir. Your speech was very much enlightening, and it was very much helpful so that we can increase our potential way more better in the coming future. So as a part of this Q&A session, we have collected some questions from the audience, and so we'll be our team members will be asking you them so that you can give a positive response on that. Sure. I'll be starting with some of the questions.
Yeah.
So there are some hostlers, like first years, who entered into the degree college or BTech college and just now entered into the hostel being first years. They had no experience in being in hostel.
First time hostlers.
Yes, first time hostlers.
Yeah.
So can you suggest some of their ways so that they can make them feel comfortable in that hostels, staying with unknown people for the first time for an year? And
adjustmental problem.
Yeah.
Adjustmental problem. My dear friends, first I would like to ask you, how long you can stay with your parents? How long you can stay with your parents? 15 years, 20 years, 25 years, 30 years, 35 years? How long? Hardly 25 years. After that, you need to move to some place, some other place, whether it is in India or out of India. We need to move for job purpose. So consider this as an apprentice. Consider this as an apprentice. Because now you are staying in a hostel. Okay. So it is a practice session for you. How to stay away from home. How to stay away from home. If you are not ready to stay away from home, how can you go to US or UK on job purpose? Then what do you do? Suddenly, if you get a chance to get to US after completing your BTech, what do? How can you adjust yourself? So now you are in AP and you are in a similar conditions, similar health, environment. Sorry, this weather, similar weather conditions, and similar same food. Okay, same language and all the same things except your home. All are same. Okay, but if you get a chance to go to US, how could you adjust yourself? Different culture, different language, different skin color. Okay, so everything is different and far away from from your home. It is a different country, different continent. How could you adjust? So start adjusting yourself right now. It is a practicing session. If you want to become a good batsman, you need to practice well. Then only you can become a good batsman. So this hostel time, I would say one thing. Hostel life is the wonderful opportunity to you to develop your skills of communication, interaction, leadership, everything. It's a chance to enjoy your life, isn't it? If you are at home, you can't do anything, man. If you are in a hostel, you can spend time with your friends, you can watch movies together, you can play games, you can do many things. So utilize that opportunity and utilize this hostel life to develop your interpersonal skills and adjustmental skills. That's it.
Yes, sir. Now we'll move on to academics. Even a topper, studying well for more than for his lifetime, fails in some time or the other, like in a particular in a year in a BTech or a degree time. So when he or she will not do well in academics, they'll experience a large amount of stress or anxiety, or they go into depression. We have seen large number of cases like that. So they can't admit to their parents, they can't even tell to their friends, because they have been doing well in their academics. So how can students deal with that?
First of all, every student has to understand one thing, that there is no failure. There is no failure at all. Everything is a feedback. Feedback for your practice, feedback for your strategy, feedback for your product, feedback for your work. You know, I am here today talking to you as a psychologist, but you know, I was successfully failed in my 10th class. I got only 27 marks in mathematics. And you know, when I know this thing, that in those days there was no computer and all these things were not there, and we used to look into the newspaper, look the newspaper for the results. When I have seen, I searched for my number in the first class. No, it is not there in the first class. Second class, no. Third class, no. So I got it. Okay, Maths and Hindi. So I got, I know because I know as a student. I know how I wrote mathematics, how I performed in mathematical exam. So I realized that, okay, mathematics, oh yeah. So then what to do? Need to cry? Need to get into depression? Need to feel bad? So what to do? You know, I went and watched a movie. And I celebrated my failure. And watched a movie. And then I changed my strategy, because whatever the strategy I followed that year does not worked out well. So I need to change the strategy for maths. I changed my strategy, and the next year I got 73 marks in the same mathematics. So 27 to 73. If the failure means what? If you are not getting the expected results, that is failure, isn't it? If you want to get the expected results, you need to have effective strategies, effective study strategies. Some people get those strategies gifted. Some people are gifted with these effective study strategies, but anyone can acquire, anyone can learn effective study strategies. That is not a big thing. That is not a big thing. Because I have trained many people, many students in effective accelerated study techniques. Okay, so those techniques will help you to learn the things easily. Okay, then no need to get depressed, no need to feel low. So people do fail. So there is no success without failures. So especially there is no failure. It is a feedback. Whatever you are practicing, whatever you are doing is not working well. So do something else. Follow another strategy. Follow an effective strategy. If you don't know, ask your lecturer. Ask your senior. Ask your classmate who scored more. What is the strategy? Strategy means not the time you are spending on your studies. The mindset you have at the time of studying. Okay. Your purpose of learning. Okay, your attention span. So all these factors play a role in your learning process. Learning is state dependent. Means if you are in a curious state of mind, you can learn easily. You are in a desperate mood, you can't learn. You are in a frustrated mood, you can't learn. You are in a stressed mood, you can't learn. So don't worry about the results, man. So just follow your passion, and if you're not getting the results, change your strategy. Take the help of your friends, teachers, or your professional. That's it.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Now, we'll be having Bhavya for the next set of questions.
So,
Yes.
so my question is, even after joining engineering, many
Yeah.
students are unclear about the goals. Like till the high school, like till 12th, they are used to the guided for study.
Yes.
Like teachers putting constant pressure and making them study. But
Right.
after coming to engineering, they're expected to stay independent.
Right.
So how do you suggest the students to overcome this kind of learning techniques?
Okay.
The old form of.
Right. Up to intermediate, you are a teenager. And so you will complete your intermediate by 17 or 18 years. So you would have guidance from your parents and teachers and lecturers and many people. But after intermediate, you are a major. You are a major. Means you need to take responsibility of your life. If you are not responsible for your life, who take the responsibility? You need to learn. You need to learn certain skills. So how to take responsibility, how to fix my goals. Okay, how to chase my goals. What is the purpose of joining in engineering? Is it my passion? As I was thrown by my parents. Am I studying for myself or am I studying for my parents? What is the purpose? If you have a purpose, that will drive you. Otherwise, you will spend your time in the canteen or on mobiles or on mobile games. So have a purpose of your life. Are you really into engineering with passion, with purpose, or you are just to have you joined as to have fun? That's up to you. Who will decide? You, if you are a major. I have seen this attitude in many of the engineering students because I worked as a visiting faculty in one of the top engineering college in Hyderabad. I have seen this kind of attitude, especially in engineering students. Especially what happened up to intermediate, you have a controlled environment. You are in a controlled environment. As majority of the students are in residential colleges, means there is a disciplined environment is there. You have to wake up at 5 o'clock. You have to sit for 6 o'clock and 6 to 8 study hours. Then classes. Then again lunch and then again practicing sessions. Again break, tea break, and again classes. This is the systematic way is there, and many students are stressed up with them with that controlled environment. And once they came out of that environment, when they join engineering, they feel they got liberty, they got freedom. I want to celebrate my freedom. I want to celebrate my freedom. I just don't want to spend my time just like the intermediate guy. That's why many of the engineering students, they take the first year very light. And many of the engineering students, they will have backlogs in the first year and second year. And they realize the importance in the third year. They realize the importance in the third year. So and they clear the backlogs by fourth year, and they would be ready for the campus recruitments, campus interviews. So don't think that. Don't enjoy. I am not asking you to be bookish and to be academic. It's okay. Enjoy your time with your friends. But how long? How much time? How much time? That is important. You need to schedule your time, some time for your studies, some time for enjoyment. Okay. So you can spend some more time in the first year for enjoyment, spending with time. Then reduce the time in the second year and increase the time for studies. Third year, reduce the time for enjoyment and increase the time for more time on academics. And fourth year, you need to spend on projects and interviews and all the preparing for the interviews and projects, preparing the projects and all these things. So that is how you need to plan. Okay. And I want to say one thing. I always mention this theory. This is a famous theory, 20 by 80 or 80 by 20 principle. This is called Pareto principle. So if you work the first 20-25 years passionately, sincerely, okay, or if you work hard or if you work with interest, you can spend rest of your life happily, right? You can enjoy the rest of your life. If you enjoy the first quarter of your life, you have to struggle and rest of the 3 quarters. The choice is yours. You want to enjoy the first quarter, or do you want to enjoy the other 3 quarters? Choice is yours. That's it. Right? Anything else?
Yes, sir. We have one more. Droni?
So we quite frequently see students messing up their life by combining fun and studies. They get into the relationships with someone and mess up their academics. Before knowing themselves that they are messing up their academics, they might get some backlogs, and then they suffer getting out of those backlogs, and then they get their degree very late.
Yes.
How could you caution students about this?
That's what I talked to. So I answered earlier, and again I will do this thing again. So getting into relationships, that is the biggest issue in many of the engineering colleges. But in teenage, you are teenagers. Majority of your teenagers and in early adulthood. In teenage, we have attraction to opposite sex. And some people, they want to explore the sexual life. Okay, so that is a very natural process. I don't think that is a sin or something. I don't say, because it is a psychological process. We do have attraction to opposite sex. There's nothing wrong in that. We want to interact with the opposite sex. Nothing wrong in that, right? So you can be friendly with your an opposite sex person. Okay, you can have some party with the person. Nothing wrong in that. But if you are getting into a relationship, okay, if you are serious into the relationships, sex is a serious addict. If you are addicted to sex, you will forget all the things, because that is most pleasurable thing on this earth. When some two attractives are there, sex is attractive, but studies are not so attractive. You need to work on that. It is a tough job. So anybody will cling to easiest thing and pleasurable thing. But where it leads? It leads you to failure. So as I mentioned, do you want to enjoy the first quarter, or do you want to enjoy the other 3 quarters? Choice is yours. If you really like a girl, if you really like a boy, so develop your bonding. Nothing wrong in it. I'm not against to love, because I got married to mine is a love marriage. Okay. So nothing wrong, but the time is important. This is not the age to have a serious relationship. Once you completed your, if you are really loving, so be in a relationship. Nothing wrong in it. So spend some time with them. Spend some time, not the whole time. Chatting, talking, video calls. Don't indulge in such kind of things. Spend some time, and always keep your safety. So you don't know. You are into this guy is loving you in this moment. Maybe after 6 months he may love another girl. Who knows? There are 3 factors in you need to understand. You people need to understand, students. There are 3 factors in love. The first one is passion. Passion means attraction towards that person. This is what you people have. Okay. The second one is intimacy. This also you have. Okay, passion and intimacy. The third one is commitment. The third one is commitment. If you are really in love, keep your love for test of life, test of time, time testing. If you are really in love, can we continue this love for 3-4 years? Is this stands for time test for 3 years? Okay, I like you. Okay, but I want a serious relationship after 4 years only. If you really like me, if you really love me, please stay. Please wait for me. That is commitment. So this commitment lacks in teenagers. If the passion and intimacy combines, that is called romantic love. That is what you have, that you people have. But if you want to get into your life, get into your marriage, you need commitment. But ask your partner for commitment. That's it.
Thank you, sir.